I want to share with you some of the things that I've done in the past couple of weeks that I think have been a factor in getting my subscriber count up. Now, you can share with me some of your ideas down below in the comments. I'm going to even ask for suggestions. I'm going to show, okay, here's what I've done. Here's some of the videos that did better because of it. Here's my ideas about where what made the difference, and I might also have questions. What do you think made the difference here? However, before I do that, I want to say, we should, shout out to the people that have genuinely supported us. Let me start with Kenzie Craig Michaels. I'll go ahead and put a link to his channel up there. I hope that works. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the cards feature. I just met him a couple weeks ago, but we've hooked up on Facebook chat to share ideas there, suggestions for how to build our channels. Other people, what I'll do is, if you've helped out, if you've commented on if you commented on one of my videos at least twice in the past couple weeks since you subscribed, I'll give you the shout out in the description. I'll put the link to your channel there. If I forget anybody, I apologize in advance. Just go ahead and comment that I forgot you, and I will come back and edit it to rectify that. So anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at some of the tools that I've been using in the past couple weeks, and you can evaluate which ones you think are the best explanation for why certain videos have done better than others. Let me show you some apps that I've downloaded just on my phone that I've been able to use that I think have made things better. If I scroll over here, notice in the upper right-hand area, I have my YouTube app. Next to that, I have a folder where I've placed, to keep them organized, YouTube tools that make YouTube better. So if I click here, on the left side are two things that help me with something else that's very important, is improving your thumbnails so that they stand out, people don't scroll past them. The reason I have two of them here is because the one that's in purple, I find that one better for the channel art. That's one where if you want to make something that doesn't have their watermark on it, you have to pay. But the good thing is that their watermark is going to be, it's below the point where it cuts off the image on your channel art. And in fact, all my other apps, including the other one, the logo one down below, the logo maker one down below, was driving me crazy in terms of how I could fit it into that space. The purple one did that for me when you upload something from your camera roll. So that was really cool. So I'm using the purple one for my channel art, and this one right here, the logo maker. It has the options for the YouTube banner and for YouTube thumbnail. But for YouTube thumbnail, I've been using that. That's been very helpful. So the other thing that's very important to make things better is having better keywords, better tags, and so forth for when people are searching. And that's where TubeBuddy has really been helpful. So if I clicked on that here, it's showing you all the videos. It'll also track your milestones and comments down at the bottom, news. But if you click on one video, let me click on the Your Children video. Down at the bottom, you can get more. Well, first of all, it tells you all the things, checklists of things you should do, that green check if you've done them. And then down here, the video analytics, you can look at it in more detail. But the tags is what's really helpful. Here's the tags that I've chosen for this one. If you tap on any one of those, it will come up with, okay, how common is this searched for, and how much competition is there? How many other videos use this same tag, with your competitors? So, and based on that, it tells you how good a tag you've chosen. And then there's also the suggestion. Based on what you put in there, you tap suggest. It will suggest some others for you. And that's very helpful. And one more thing, that was an app that I found that I think has been helpful in the area of getting better tags, was found in this one that's in the center top here, YouTube Tracker, that I downloaded. Most of this I didn't find very helpful, but the one thing that I thought made it worth it is this: when you click on the grow down at the bottom, the one feature is the video tags, again, improving your tags. This was very helpful. You can only use this once a day. You can use it more if you have the paid version, but this was helpful to me, where you do the video tags extractor, where you go to this one, and you enter the video link not for your video, but for your competitor's video. In other words, a video that you think is the closest to yours in terms of if somebody is using the search engine on YouTube to find something, you want yours to pop up instead of your competitors. And I did that with my motivational video where I found this motivational speech Denzel Washington had given, and that video had an unbelievable, like over, I believe, tens of thousands, maybe even over 100,000 views. And so I entered the link for that video in there, and when I entered that and clicked go, it showed, here are the tags that this video used. So that's my competitor. I immediately took those tags and I put that into the video. So that was very helpful to me, and something else that I would suggest. And here's my last upload that I put out on Monday. I admit that what happened was it was Monday. I didn't have any new content, but I thought my subscribers deserve something new by that time. So I shared something that I had found somewhere else. I found it as being indicated that it was not copyright protected, so I wouldn't get a strike for that. And so I went and I shared it, and I'm surprised at how well it's done. But I think how well this one did is an indication of another suggestion I have and that is making good use of content that's already out there that's not copyright protected. There's some videos out there that are suggesting, how to be successful as a YouTuber without creating any new content of your own. Just upload the exact same video that's identified as Creative Commons, just add one little thing at the beginning, one little thing at the end, so that you can call it yours and not have it called duplicate content. I mean, I would frown on that myself, and I'm sure others would do the same. But, I would say, like with mine, if it matches your channel's niche, like this one certainly does with my theater focus, go for it, but don't do that exclusively. But, other things, of course, you can see it, has a good thumbnail. I used the thumbnail that I used the thumbnail maker that I was just showing you. I found this image. It was identified on Google as not being copyright protected, and I added the title there. I also, again, using the right words, and emphasizing that Sean Connery, before he was famous, was playing the title role. I think a lot of his fans might have, that helps them search it there. Let's look at some of the others. I want to scroll down to something. Here we go. This is my most successful video that I uploaded years ago when I was in Cat in a Hot Tin Roof at Stages Theater in Fullerton. That's long been my most successful one, but I have, let's see, let's look at how I've improved the thumbnail. It used to be, the thumbnail, actually, let's go back to, let's go to this, to details. If you don't upload your own thumbnail, it's just random shots from, these are from the video, so random shots of the stage. That's what they were using. And it was already my most successful video, over 80,000 views. People that were fans of Tennessee Williams, I guess, came and watched the play. But the thumbnail certainly wasn't helping me. I thought by making a custom thumbnail, things would get better. Notice what I did here again. Now, this admittedly is the image from the 1958 movie version with Paul Newman and Elizabeth Taylor, but it was identified by Google as something that I could use without copyright problems, and then I just made it unique by adding the logo of the theater that we did it at. And let's take a look at the effect it had. Go to Analytics. Let's look at the last 7 days, the number of views it's gotten. We see a bit of an improvement, but the big one to measure that by is when we go to reach and we look at the impressions is one thing, but the impressions click-through rate. That when people see it as an impression, do they simply click past it? And we can see the metrics here are showing that there's been substantial improvement in people seeing it and actually clicking on it. And I don't know about you, but I definitely give
my new and improved thumbnail credit for that improvement. Which brings me to the other one. What was my second most viewed video from the past is Moon Over Buffalo, this one right here. And I also tried to get an improved thumbnail, using that. I really like this. Was the professional. That's me, the nerd in the middle with their sword fighting in between. And just pointed out, this is such a good photo they got from this. If you go to the Attic Theater to this day, that they've still got that picture up on their wall. Everyone loved that photo. But I made it unique, and I edited this together, the logo for the actual show, over the top of this action shot of the sword fight with me as the idiot stuck in between it. But when I went to the analytics for this, I saw there was not much improvement at all. So I'm wondering why that hasn't had the effect that I would have liked it to have. One more I'd like to look at before we wrap it up is the Romeo and Juliet. This was another one that it's been up there for years when I was Friar Lawrence in that. And I I have not yet used the custom thumbnail. I haven't found the right images. I may do that someday, but we haven't seen the impact of an improved thumbnail because I just used this. This was a shot from the show. I actually brought the video up on my phone and then took a screenshot. Yeah, it's better than the random shot that was the thumbnail before, but it's not as good as the other two. However, we have seen some substantial improvement on this in the last 7 days, and I think that's one final thing I'd like to see. Look at how many more how in the last 7 days this has improved, and I think a lot of this has to do with another suggestion that I've heard from other videos about using Reddit. Finding the right subreddits to put it on. I found the one for plays, the one for people interested in Shakespeare specifically, and I put it there. I don't really know for sure, but at least that's my opinion. I think that's probably the reason why I've been when I share my YouTube links outside of YouTube, maybe I haven't been sharing them in the right places, but Reddit seems to be a more reliable place. When I shared my links on Facebook, I have over 1,000 friends on Facebook, but not many of them want to come over to YouTube when I do that. Yet strangers on Reddit, I posted it there and I've seen improvement already. I mean, that's what so choosing the right places choosing the right places outside of YouTube to promote your videos, that's another important thing. And I like to think that that's the reason why we see this improvement in how Romeo and Juliet's done in the past week.
Okay, that's about it. Thank you all for the support you've given me. Let's continue to support each other in the future. Take care.